Her name was Tamara Ellis, and while most saw her as another defendant in traffic court, her story was far from ordinary. Judge Carter's eyes lingered on her for a moment too long, his mind jumping to conclusions. He cleared his throat and called her case. What followed would shake the courtroom to its core. When those in power fail to see beyond their biases, justice is not only delayed but also denied. If the judge's assumptions about Tamara weren't challenged, it could pave the way for further injustices in the legal system, a system meant to uphold equality. Tamara stood as her name was called, her movements calm but deliberate. "Ms. Ellis," Judge Carter said, his tone clipped, "you've been charged with reckless driving and failure to yield. How do you plead?" "Not guilty, Your Honor," Tamara replied, her voice steady. Judge Carter frowned, his expression tightening. "Not guilty. The officer reported clear evidence of your negligence. Do you have any evidence to contradict their account?" Tamara began to explain, detailing how the officer had misunderstood the situation. But Judge Carter interrupted, his tone growing more impatient. "Ms. Ellis," he said, "I'm not here to hear excuses. This court takes traffic violations very seriously. I'm issuing a $2,000 fine effective immediately. Pay the clerk on your way out." Tamara didn't flinch. Instead, she raised her hand politely. "Your Honor, if I may," she said, her voice calm but firm. "I believe there's been a misunderstanding. I'd like to request the chance to present my credentials." Judge Carter scoffed. "Credentials? This isn't a job interview, Ms. Ellis. This is a courtroom." Tamara reached into her briefcase and pulled out a slim, embossed folder. She stepped forward, handing it to the bailiff, who delivered it to the judge. The courtroom fell silent as Judge Carter opened the folder. His eyes widened as he read the first line. "Assistant U.S. Attorney, Federal Prosecutor, Southern District." "Your Honor," Tamara said, breaking the silence, "I represent the federal government in criminal cases. I'm here today as a citizen, but I'm also here to ensure that justice is served fairly." Judge Carter stammered, his face flushing. I wasn't aware of your position." "With all due respect," Tamara replied, "my position shouldn't matter. Justice should be blind to status and prejudice. But it seems bias has clouded your judgment today." The tension in the room was palpable as murmurs spread among the attendees. Judge Carter cleared his throat. "Ms. Ellis, I apologize for the misunderstanding. I'll have the charges reviewed immediately." Tamara nodded. "Thank you, Your Honor. But I trust you'll take this moment as an opportunity to reflect on how you approach others in your courtroom." As Tamara left the courtroom, heads turned to watch her exit. Judge Carter sat frozen, the weight of his mistake pressing on him. For those who witnessed the moment, it was a lesson in accountability and the power of standing firm in the face of injustice.